Hello, Tom Fisher here. Today I'm going to show you how to make this box for shipping large paintings out. This is a 24 by 30 inch painting within about a 29 by 40 inch box, and within it is a painting secured in another type of situation, and it makes for a really good box that I can feel safe, and that painting will get there, and that's what you really want. All right, now this is a painting that needs to be shipped out, and I need a box for it, and I don't buy them. I have to make them, so I'm going to show you how to do that today. 24 by 36. Here's a 40 by 48 piece of cardboard, and I measured off 3 inches on one side, put a straight edge on there, took a Phillips screwdriver and drew it along there and scored it, and then folded it 3 inches. I did that on this side, and I took added 2 inches to each side of the painting, so that's 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, so that's 40 inches from here to here, and I scored it once again. So now we're going to do the last measurement here for this box, and I'm going 28. That's 24 plus 4 inches, 2 inches on each side, 2 ends. Excuse me, 2 sides, so that's 28. So gotta find my pencil. Go up 28 inches, 28 inches over here, and 28 inches here. I'm going to do another score with my Phillips, using a Phillips screwdriver. Doesn't seem to be enough room in my studio sometimes. Okay, so I'm just scoring it to a double score. Check that again. Okay, that's correct. Scoring it again. And then bending it up. And as you can see, it bends pretty easily. So now what I need to do is the one end down to the score. Doing this. Scoring that. Cutting each corner. Making 3-inch sides. So adhesive also on the corner to the other tab. So they're at right angles to one another, and I'm going to put into this corner then as you can see. Okay, so we're going to do that to each of the corners. You can see that this adhesive works pretty good. It's supposed to be heavy-duty exterior construction adhesive with a fast bond and some pretty good grabbing power. I'm going to put this in the corner once more with the block. And secure that. Again, this manner, you can see what's done. I'm going to score this at 3/2 because the box is 3 inches on each side. So I'm going to measure off 3 inches. 3 inches here. 3 inches here. And score it once again. I'm using the Phillips screwdriver to do that. Okay, so with this piece, this becomes part of the top, and I'm going to cut that piece right out. I'm going to do that on this side as well. Now we can secure these two sides, these two ends. I'm going to have to cut this off at 3 inches. Too, this was a little bit wider than I needed, and so I'll show you how that's done. Again, I'm going to put this adhesive on here. So I took each corner, glued the block in place on all 4 sides, and let it set. Okay, right now you'll see that I have 4 clamps in the corners for the glue to dry, and the blocks in each of the corners. I now have, because it's 40 by 48 inch sheet, I had some extra that I just left on. I creased it along here with a Phillips screwdriver, bent it over. I'm going to cut another box that will attach to this with the glue, with the adhesive, and then close on the box so it'll be the cover. And that, as you notice, I made a pencil mark all the way around here. That's a 24 by 36, giving me 2 inches on each side all the way around for protection. Alright, what I've done is I put another piece of cardboard underneath this, And on the one side, I scooted the box back 3 inches. That's for the lip that comes back down on top. And I scored it with this Phillips screwdriver along here. And then I'm cutting this off at 3 inches here, cutting this excess off. And I scored it here with this Phillips screwdriver along this edge. And by scoring, I just mean just pulling it and making an indentation along the cardboard. And so I'll be using this for the top lid, which will be glued onto this back portion right here. All right, now what I've done is I've cut this, as I've said, and I just cut it straight here. This is that piece. This is that piece that was on the front here. Like that. And as you can see, I cut it off. Scored it along this side. And if Phillips screwdriver doesn't work, then if you want the scoring to be better, just use a regular old standard screwdriver and just draw it along there so that thing's really. And I went all the way to this side because I'm using this as the flap for this side, for this end, to be secured with the adhesive. Same thing with this side. Excuse me. Get rid of that. As you can see, I cut along here, scored along the full edge, and then continue on that score here. This becomes my flap then for this. And this is the cover that would be adhered to this portion. And what I do is I just hold it in place for a few minutes until the glue is set. Doesn't take long for this to set up. And now we'll do the other side. So here's the top lid, and we've glued these corners together. I'm going to take those off right now. And we'll turn it over. And we can plop it down on top of the other one and see how well it fits. And it fits really well. So that's pretty nice. All we've got now is this other lip to just put down here. Okay, now we'll just press this down. And it pretty much holds because it's called power grab, and it grabs pretty darn good. I'm just going to put a couple of things down to just keep it here for about an hour. and then we'll go on from there. Okay, what I've done here is cut another piece that's this is a painting, and I put it down, face down, and I'm going to support this back side because when it lies flat, it's not good for a painting to be lying flat during shipment or something like that, because it could sag and so on, and you don't want that. So I cut a piece of cardboard that's a little bit longer and will fit underneath the stretcher bars here. So I'm just going to insert that in here like that, and that will support the canvas here. So that'll be a good thing. All right, we can take this off. This is only about a half an hour later, and that's it's secured really well there. This is our box now. It opens up real well. So this is our completed box. You'll notice that it's pretty nice inside, works well. Now for probably to wrap the painting in plastic. Alright, so here's our painting, and we're going to wrap it in plastic. I like to do this just to make sure no scuffs. Nothing is just going to disturb the paint surface at all. So I've got some 15-inch or 15 to 24-inch plastic. I'm going to then try to make it go on pretty nice and flat on the front side, and then on the back. Back side, I can like pull it over and fool around with it a little bit more, so that I can even do a twist on it and bring it up here. On the front side, it's as flat as I can get, just to present a better presentation to the customer, so they get a little bit more excited about it. Then roll the edges over. And we'll put it inside the frame. So there. All right. The next thing to do is to make some blockage components to ensure that this doesn't flip around inside the box. And these 2-inch extra inches on all these sides, the reason for that is it can take a hit, it can be damaged all the way around it, and still that painting would be intact. I now place a certificate of authenticity and it says tomfisherart, certificate of authenticity. Document certifies that this painting is an original created by the artist. And then I sign it, and it talks about the title, which is Normandy Road, and then my art ID number I put on every one of them, and then which is separate, specific one for each painting. And then the size is 24 by 36 by 1.5 inches depth, and then oil on professionally stretched canvas. Okay, so I also include three of my cards, and I place that on top of that, on top of the painting. So as you can see, so it makes kind of a neat presentation. After that, I cut a 24 by 36, which is the size of the painting, a cardboard that'll fit specifically right over it, like that. So now we have this protection on top, we have protection underneath, and also the depth of the canvas itself is like 1.5 inches, and so you got 1.5 inches between the outside on the back side and the back side of the canvas, and then there's a protective cardboard on that side as well. The other cardboard that's underneath here is protecting this from sagging, and here I'm putting this on top of it too, so it can take that kind of a weight, which is not that heavy at all. This is not that heavy, and this is placed on all the way around it, so it's not resting on the canvas itself. It's resting on the sides and the corners. Next, we will be cutting the the stabilization posts for it. So I cut 8 of those. Okay, now the stabilizing posts are cut 2 7/8. These are 3-inch sides on the cardboard, so they're 1/4 inch less, so they're 2 3/4 tall. That will allow for one more sheet of cardboard to be placed in here for added protection. What I do now is I just glue these down with adhesive that I've been using, which is called the Power Grab. It's fairly cheap stuff at $3. I put $3 a tube, and it will do a lot of work. I just place them down there, press them, I want this cardboard to hold this canvas in place, because this is what's going to be holding it in place. So as added support and so on, I'm just putting these, and it really doesn't, I'm just using this adhesive again. I don't know what I do without the adhesive. And what I do is just, I do it, I'm putting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these in place. All these are just shim strips, are very cheap at Menards. And I'm going to be just putting them on this cardboard, pressing it down. This whole thing doesn't take very long for it to dry. So we'll be back again in a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to secure this in place by some brads or clips. This is to each one of these staves. That's pretty secure now. I'm going to I cut another one that's a little bit longer and wider so that it sits on top of these posts. One and a half inch wider, because that's 2 times the width of these posts. I'm then going to secure it with staples to each one of these. Protect the box, so it's going to be fairly secure and protected. I don't have to worry about it when I'm doing a shipment. Okay, so then we're going to close it. And tape around the box, and we're set. And that's it. Okay, I'm now going to go over the supplies that I've used to build this painting shipment box. Tape, cutters, a screwdriver, either one of these 2 kinds of screwdriver, Phillips or a regular standard for scoring the cardboard, a stapler, just a brad inserter, and this is a frame inserter, but you can use just plain brads and a hammer or something like that, pencil, tape, and the cardboard. The cardboard I purchased at 40 by 48 inches. Sheets of cardboard, I get them from Uline, and uline.com. And then my special adhesive that without it I couldn't do this, because it holds it, it secures it pretty much right away, and it grabs. It's called Power Grab, and I use the heavy duty exterior construction adhesive. It's for typically from Menards or something like that. You get it's $3 for a tube, or $3 to $4 for a tube, and it's used normally for putting up paneling and gluing it to the wall, or anything else. So those are the supplies I use. So that's building a shipment box for a painting, a large painting. This is for a thick one, 1.5 inches thick, for gallery wrap. So I hope that you like it, and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, give me a thumbs up if you don't like it. And I appreciate every one of you, and glad that you're hanging in there. I hope to make a lot more videos on specifically on oil painting, question and answer videos, also different videos on how to paint in oil, my palettes, how to use them, how to mix, and many other things. So stay tuned, and tune in to tomfisherart.com, as well as tomfisherart